Hey kids, this is Aaron from the podcast That Wouldn't Die, and Kevin and I use Zencastr. You think you're better than us, that you're using something else? You're wrong. Zencastr's the place to be. Who are you to deny it?
It's now super easy to record a podcast with Zencastr. Log in using your browser and start recording a high-quality podcast right away. Record studio-quality sound and up to 4K video with your guests. Go to zencastr.com/pricing and use our code DIEHARD and you'll get 30% off your first month of any Zencastr paid plan. We want you to have the same experiences we do for all our podcasting and content needs. It's time for you to share your story.
Only a fool will give up a chance for a 30% discount.
There's someone out there.
Hello?
What is it?
It's my phone.
Oh my god.
We gotta get out of here. Then open the door, and I just want you to run, okay?
Welcome to the latest episode of the podcast That Wouldn't Die. I'm your host, Kevin. With me, as always, is Aaron.
Hello!
This week on the podcast, we're discussing the horror classic, The Strangers, starring Liv Tyler and some other people. Who knows?
Not Stranger Things.
No.
The Strangers.
The Strangers. The craziest thing about it was when homie from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia just suddenly gets murdered. Appears for 2 minutes and is killed. Spoiler alert. I couldn't believe my eyes.
They're like, we had enough of your shit.
We've
Bye.
had enough of your shit. Later, Gator. Anywho, on the podcast That Wouldn't Die, we discuss guilty pleasures and forgotten classics of the horror and sci-fi genre with a comedic twist. Aaron, what's the latest with you?
I got two things to talk about. Puff Daddy and Frankenstein. But first we're going to delve deep into whether Puffy, in fact, was responsible for, one, the East-West feud, two, the death of Tupac, three, the death of Biggie, and 1,000 other crimes.
No question.
All hail Fitty. All hail Fitty.
Well, let's not all hail Fitty, because Fitty's a big MAGA guy. Did you know that?
Don't tell me more. Don't tell me more.
That'll ruin credibility. No, I was, before we started recording, I was saying, back when Biggie dropped, I was like, this is a little suspicious. A little suspicious. As the kids say, sus. It's sus.
Sus.
And I say, who was the one who benefited the most?
Of course it was sus. Somebody got shot in Las Vegas. Of course it was sus.
But bodies are still dropping, right? It was like, who died first, Tupac or Biggie? That's a question. I don't know the answer to. Tupac died, and then Biggie was killed? So who the hell?
First,
lay it on me.
Tupac was invited by Biggie to the to the recording studio. Tupac got shot by a couple of dudes. Who else was there? Puff Daddy.
Of course he was.
So he recovers. He goes to jail for rape. He comes back out. And Puffy's fanning the flames, because it's already suspicious. I mean, because Tupac and Biggie were friends.
Yes.
Or at least friendly. So
right.
People are in their ear. So, I mean, if you call me up and tell me to go over, and then magically nobody else knows that I'm coming and two people are waiting for me and shoot me, somebody was responsible. Right?
Absolutely.
So if we think if it's not Biggie, then it's Puff Daddy.
Okay, then who killed Biggie?
Who else?
Who killed Biggie?
So I don't know who pulled the trigger, but the situation was a bad situation. He never should have been where he was going to be. And he was put in the situation that he was in the wrong place at the wrong time because of Sean Combs.
No question. Well, I know basically.
I mean, I'm just rattling off the documentary. They were supposed to leave for Europe. Biggie didn't want to be there because they'd already been warned. They had Crips as security. They're like, no, do not come out. But no one's going to tell Puff Daddy anything. Then they were supposed to leave immediately the next day for this big European press junket. And Puff Daddy decides, no, I'm going to throw my fingers in the air. We're going to have a big party. Cancel the press junket. Now we're going to have a party because no one's going to tell me. Like, we're taking over the West Coast. And then right outside,
Boom.
Biggie shot.
Well, and again, what I was saying is that Biggie's killed, and then immediately Puff is releasing albums where he's no longer just the guy in Biggie's videos. He's now the rapper.
Right.
Now it's, we'll be missing you. And then that kind of, anyway, that's what happens.
100%.
He's to blame. He's to blame. He benefits
the
more than
documentary. I mean, the documentary is bloodthirsty. I mean, it is. He's the worst person that there could possibly be. You know, he made the family pay for the funeral that he threw. I mean, it's just ugly. And I'm only in episode 1.5.
So this is not the Netflix documentary. Is it a different one, or is this the Netflix one?
This is the Netflix executive producer Fitty.
Oh, gotcha. It's called Sean Combs' Reckoning, The Reckoning, or something like that.
Reckoning, yes.
Absolutely.
So we all forget that Kevin used to go hard in the 90s. I remember looking in the trunk of your car and there was Dr. Dre, The Chronic, along with your Little River Band's greatest hits. Stories always have a wide variety of music back in the day.
Let me say this. In middle school, I remember people having like NWA albums. Because there was already, look, Run DMC was already a thing. But that's all East Coast. And I remember watching the Straight Outta Compton where they talked about how on the East, they rapped about My Adidas was about as hard as it got on the East Coast. And then NWA with Ice Cube and Dr. Dre and the gang. Then it was every other word's the MF and the N-word. And it was just like, now they weren't playing their albums on the radio anymore. So that wasn't when I was listening to it. It was when
was
Dr.
NWA
Dre,
on Yo MTV Raps?
I don't think so. I don't think with Ed Lover and the other Dr. Dre. No.
How did we learn about them?
Just word. People knew about. I mean, I don't know. People did shit and listened to it. I can't explain it because you're right. They couldn't play.
I mean, there wasn't the internet.
Right. They weren't safe for the radio, and they were definitely not playing them on Yo MTV Raps. Absolutely not.
Right. No. I remember. I remember the warnings on the news. Oh Lord, what's gonna happen? There's always
Tipper Gore. They had to slap a warning. Explicit
yes.
lyrics. 100%. It wasn't until the early 90s.
And the warnings never bothered me. I didn't give a shit. We have ratings for our movies.
No, I agree.
Who cares if we have ratings for the music? I don't give a. Quite frankly, it was a selling point.
Right. It's more like everything else. The ratings are for the parents. So you're not marching in there with your 12-year-old getting, doggy style Snoop Doggy
I would
Dogg.
Sir, can you serve me? I am looking for the NWA for my grandniece.
That is correct. Now,
she's not down with Wu-Tang, but she does enjoy the NWA.
She does. In the early 90s, Dr. Dre released The Chronic, which introduced the world to Snoop Doggy Dogg, as he was known at the time.
Who doesn't love Snoop?
But what they did is they started to do radio cuts of these songs where they would either bleep it out the bad words or they would just change the lyrics altogether.
Right, because this is what people want. This was a phenomena.
100%. 100%. So, good stuff. So, this is not...
So, there's our 2 cents. Sean Combs guilty. on all charges, even
Unless he's
ones
listening and wants
that
to
we
sue
don't
us.
even know about. I'm
That's-
pretty sure, allegedly, that he is guilty. Well, I mean, he's in jail. He's probably
He got off
he's
easy,
going to end
though.
up serving time for stuff. What?
He got off
Is,
easy.
is he on an island with Elvis?
No. His issue is that he like I'm trying to remember what the sentencing was, but it wasn't. I thought he was going to jail for the rest of his life, and it's not that. It's something that's a lesser charge.
Nah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's not that long. Longer than he'd care for. But he'll be
clearly.
back. Let's see what happens.
clearly.
He and Kanye can do a collab.
Sounds great. I can't wait. Sweet Jesus.
All right,
Aaron!
on to phase 2, because we've tapped out on Puff Daddy. I saw the new Frankenstein.
Okay, the one on Netflix. Is that Guillermo
That
del
is
Toro,
correct.
Jacob Elordi as the monster?
That is correct.
And
Immediately I was irritated. Why did they make Frankenstein immortal? Because people wouldn't be sympathetic with just a natural lifestyle. I found that super irritating.
haven't seen it.
I talked myself out of many rages. I'm like, it's all fantastical. Don't employ your logic here. I thought the dude who played Frankenstein was amazing.
Jacob Elordi.
I thought Oscar Isaac was Jack Nicholson in The Shining. Like, crazy from the beginning, no redeeming qualities. So that was too far over the top. You want to have someone you like, and they get wacky.
Fair.
So I'm gonna give it a C. But once again, the guy who played Frankenstein, A+.
Top drawer all the way.
So do I recommend it? I guess, but not wholeheartedly.
But so clearly we're not doing an episode on.
I mean, we could, but
you just gave the whole review.
I mean, there's not much to really dissect. Let's just say. I mean, again, him being immortal was stupid as because it just implied that we can't feel compassion for someone who has this terrible life and a normal lifestyle. It has to be that he's going to walk the earth alone forever. I thought that was unnecessary.
Fair.
Doherty's
Fair,
2
fair,
cents.
fair.
Are you saying you did not see the new Frankenstein?
I'm saying I did not see it. That's
I'm
what I'm
saying Guillermo del Toro is not my friend. I'm just saying that Pan's Labyrinth, and then I really don't care for much about this stuff after.
So, Aaron, why don't you give us your 30-second synopsis of The Strangers?
People go to a house after a wedding after they've broken up, and freaks enter and with them until they kill them. The end.
Now, this was a movie. I remember when I was first doing the YouTube show, the B Movie Club, somebody asked me,
Yes.
have you done The Strangers yet? This is like however many years ago, 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, but I'm going to add it to the list because I hadn't seen it before. It was one of those that kind of slipped through the cracks. This was my first viewing. So, I mean, you'd heard of this, obviously. Had you seen it before?
I've seen it before, yeah. I
Okay.
saw it years ago.
Did you see it in the theater?
I didn't see it in the theater, but I think I rented it like right after it was released on video.
Okay, because they've made like 4 or 5 sequels to this movie.
Okay, well, you know how I feel about these sequels. Only The Conjuring. Only The Conjuring.
I think the last one, I think it was called The Strangers Chapter 3, which is not the third movie, came out this year, like within the last couple of months. And yeah.
Dude, I'm not their target audience. 16-year-old
Not your
boys
jam.
are their target audience. No.
Well, it's funny you say this because my daughter Grace, the only reason why we
Your
happen
daughter
to watch
is like a 16-year-old boy.
the only reason we happen to
Except
watch
for
it
musical
in this case
taste.
is
Yes.
because she had out the DVD or the Blu-ray for The Strangers sitting on the nightstand, or not the nightstand, on the table, the television table, when you walked in, and we just happened to, hey, we can watch this. Let's watch this. So that's where we
I
stand.
said that or you said that?
Somebody said it. Unclear.
I said, what the hell? Why would you buy a Blu-ray version of The Strangers? Do they even make Blu-ray players anymore? Is that the Betamax?
No,
I didn't
they
think they
still
made
make
DVDs
Blu-ray
anymore.
players. They make 4K.
All right.
Yeah, they make okay. I'm not somebody who goes out and collects old VHSs like people do, but I do like
People do.
They do. I do like to own a physical copy of movies that I really like. You know, I don't always just want to buy the streaming version. So there you go.
Right, because we've learned that once you die or you cancel your subscription, f*** off to all those movies you purchased.
That's not true, Aaron. What do you mean?
What are you
as we've
talking
learned? When has that ever occurred, Aaron?
As we learned, we had a guest on who explained to us about the streaming stuff. So when you buy this and you no longer, when you die, what happens to them?
First of all, okay, we've talked about this 1,000 times. I have Fandango at home. Okay, as long as somebody has my password, they have access to my stuff. Now, I guess theoretically, in the future, if these companies like go bankrupt,
Fandango goes out of business. Bye.
It's all gone. I guess that's true. I guess I'm taking the life in my hand. I'm rolling the dice. It's possible.
Yeah.
It brings
it's not. You don't truly own it. It's you have a long-term rental. Is what is more like it.
But what's funny is when you say when you die. Well, only if I die the same day that Fandango goes bankrupt. That's the only way.
Or,
yes.
I mean, these companies all of a sudden start charging you extra or triple, and you're like, I'm not going to pay that.
I don't pay anything for Fandango. I don't pay one nickel.
I don't know. I don't use Fandango.
I don't pay.
Honestly, I'm thinking about. I own 2 movies.
Yes.
That are on streaming, and they are through Prime.
Cyrano de Bergerac.
So what happens when I cancel my Prime? One movie I hate and one movie I love.
You still have access to those movies. It's my understanding. Okay. Maybe I'm wrong.
Because do you have, if you're no longer a Prime member, do you have access to Prime?
I don't know. Theoretically, I think you could still log in. Like, let's say you've got an account. You cancel your account. Theoretically,
I say cancel everything tomorrow and see what happens.
I'd rather not. How about that? Anyway, why don't we jump into the highlights since we're talking about everything but The Strangers at the stage of the game?
That's because I'm stalling because I don't like this movie.
Okay, well, why don't
the
you start
highlights are when the dude from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, whose name I don't remember, comes in briefly, curses at people, and then gets his head blown off. Very nice.
Spoiler alert. No, we should talk about Liv Tyler. Liv Tyler was a big star at this point. Okay, I think this is after Lord of the Rings.
She is so beautiful, and she just seems so sweet all at the same time. For all I know, this is a Whitney Houston situation, and she's the opposite of everything we see. And maybe she's married to her Bobby Brown. I don't know, but this is the persona. I was like, I want to be her friend.
Yes,
you know. She just is so like ethereal and beautiful, and her lips are beautiful. She's just lovely.
Well, she came on the scene in the early to mid 90s because she was in her estranged father's music video. She was in the Aerosmith videos for like Amazing and Crying.
Crazy for you, baby.
Yeah. Dynamite. And people are like, who dis? Who dis?
Who dis? You turn me on and you're gone. That's what I want my dad singing to me.
100%. And then she started getting acting roles, and you know what?
Yeah.
She could act. So
I mean, let's be real.
Okay.
Her acting is fine. She's not really bearing her soul in these roles, but the roles she does are very suited for her. You know what I'm saying?
You are so hard on these actors.
No,
You
I just did a whole a tirade like I'm a lesbian about how beautiful and perfect she is.
Well, that's just
So-
physical. I'm talking about beyond the skin, Aaron. That's
Oh
misogynist.
no, I loved her in what is it, Lord of the Flies?
Yeah, Lord of the Flies, her triumphant role.
I loved her in everything she does, but she's not doing hard story. She's not doing Barfly. You know what I mean?
Well, a barfly, as if that's the line that we're all striving for is barfly. When they go to Meryl Streep, well, but did she do barfly?
They're
Anywho,
like, it was Meryl Streep or it was Liv Tyler. She would have been dying at the time, but we're still considering her.
100%. No, it's like, look, this is all I.
Yeah, I don't think that's an insult. I mean, Costner overreaches. She never overreaches, and who knows? Maybe it's in her to do those gut-wrenching roles. But I have no complaints about the acting and the roles she has chosen.
Okay.
Except I don't like this movie. It has nothing to do with her acting.
Well, why don't
Clear?
kind of, but we don't always have to lead with, well, she's fine in this movie. In a theoretical movie that she has never starred in, she may suck. We don't have to do that. That's all I'm saying. Sweet Jesus.
I
we
think
should
that's my role here. What do you
That's
mean?
your role.
How
Dropping
dare you?
bombs.
Don't ever tell a woman to be quiet.
I figure as long as I compliment their appearance for 30 seconds, then I can just dive in deep about all their failings.
She has great tits. You know, that's what's important.
That's what's important. 100%.
That's what's important.
One thing I want to, let's just talk. Okay, so the movie. One thing we want to talk about is that this movie claims to be loosely based on real murders that occurred. But when they talk about loosely
it looks
based,
like the Manson. It looks like the Manson. And loosely based on or loosely based mean the same fucking thing. Completely made up. Just replace those words. Really, this movie just gives you Manson vibes. That's my thing. These are
Right.
Manson kids. You're at the wrong place at the wrong time.
Correct.
That's it.
So it definitely seems like they're kind of going back to that original Halloween kind of thing, where it's just they're fucked up, they're crazy. You were at the no premeditation, right? They're just kind of. It's almost like they're just kind of monsters. Like we said, we never see their face. We don't see. Like we hear one of them talk like a couple times, and that's it. But again. These are literally strangers. They seemingly chose this couple out of nowhere, and because they answered the door, they're dead meat. We're gonna terrorize you first. It almost seems like the terrorizing is the more important part of this.
Right. The murder is I'm done. So we're just going to get rid of you. It's all about the terrorizing. And you say they chose them or they chose that house? Or do you think they followed them or it was just random? You open the door.
This is a question because in some of the research I did, it seemed to suggest that the couple were targeted at the wedding. That if you're watching...
so these people are at the wedding?
Basically, when they're leaving, because there's a very short scene at the beginning where they're at a wedding and they're kissing and everything seems to be going great. And then they're leaving the wedding and walking in the parking lot. And you see like the red Ford pickup drive by. And it's the same red Ford pickup that is the strangers were driving later.
Dude, I missed that.
Right. It's a blink and you'll miss it kind of moment. So that seems to suggest they were chosen then. But it's one of those things where.
But are they strangers then?
I mean, they don't know them.
I mean, now it calls into question whether they are. Do we know they don't know them?
Well, we know
How are they chosen?
Baby doll comes to the door. Now she's in shadow. And they meet with her and they talk to her briefly. And you think
Right.
that if they knew her, then that would kind of spill the beans. But it seems like,
But
because later at the very end they do remove their masks and reveal themselves, and they say,
right.
"Why are you doing this?" And their big response is, "Because you were home." You know,
Okay, but then because you were home is different than we followed you out here.
correct. So it's a bone
I mean, they could just
contention.
lie. I mean, that doesn't
Right.
mean that could just be whatever.
But there's never an "oh, it's you" moment. You know, it's never
Yeah, you're
like,
right. You're right.
so that's the thing where it's like,
I like
if
the
it,
idea. I mean, I don't like the idea, but I prefer the idea that they answered the door
right, but
versus
that
they
kind of,
followed them 20 minutes from the wedding.
because that's the thing. It had to be a couple or whatever. The victims had to live in a place that was kind of separated. And this house, which just looks like a regular suburban house, seemingly is in the middle of the woods where there's no neighbors for miles. I mean, that's how it looked to me, right? There's a barn over there for some reason. And so,
I get that, but from the look of the house, I got the vibe that the neighbors weren't that far away. You know what I mean?
right,
I
because
don't know.
you're right. The
It
look of the
looked
house,
like a real person's house, not a vacation house in the woods.
you're
It
right.
looks like your grandma's house.
Right. Exterior wise, it looked like any suburban home you might, like the Brady's might live
1950s,
there.
60s home. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
100%. But that's the thing. In order for the strangers to do their full terrorizing shit, where
has to be
you hear
quiet
people
and
screaming and cars crashing, it can't be where there's a neighbor a block away. Right?
Right.
Where potentially
I
there's
hear that.
gunshots. So in one respect, it would kind of lend credence to the fact that they were chosen because they live in this kind of, or they were at least staying at this kind of separated, home, because if you're not going to drive all the
Right.
way out there and then knock on the door, oh, okay, nobody's home, I guess we'll try to find another abandoned house out here in the boonies.
Yeah, what do? They just keep cruising down the road to the next one? What happens when the next guy answers the door with a shotgun?
Well,
the game keeps playing?
And that's
It's
the
like
thing
it's a
about
little
this
bit like
movie.
Funny Games.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a lot. It's like Funny Games, and it's like You're Next. It has that same kind of vibe of, interlopers are coming in, and what are we going to do about it? And like those movies, there is a certain quality of, if you're smart, you'll probably be okay, right? Where it's literally like this couple who they kind of give us like a half-ass little background. Like clearly he had just proposed to
Yeah.
her and she turned him
She
down.
was not. Yeah.
Right. She wasn't down with it because he had like the rose petals.
But
and
it
the
makes
candles.
no sense. And then it makes no sense that they still drive out to this place.
Correct. I guess it was late.
I'd be
I
like,
think
take me home.
I think they said that they stayed late at the wedding and they were like,
Fighting
okay,
in
we're
the
coming.
car.
100%. And then he's literally like, you know what? I'll leave you the car. I'll have my buddy, It's Always Sunny, come pick me up, and we'll just do our own thing at that point. But the thing about this house is there's a shotgun. He's like, oh, my dad has a shotgun. I'm not sure how to fire it, though. He puts it together and does a
You
decent
put the
job
whole
with it.
fucking thing together. I guess you know
Right.
something because I don't know how to put it together. I fired a shotgun before, but I don't know. It came pre-assembled.
Right. 100%. And look, and sometimes there are these situations where they find the shotgun, but they're like, oh no, where are the bullets? Like there's some kind of thing where it's like
They found the bullets like that.
lickety split. So he's got a shotgun, he's got the shells, and the strangers don't have any guns. In You're Next, they were like a mercenary team with guns coming to get you, right? These were like three teenagers with no guns coming to get you, and you've got a shotgun. You should be okay. And yet,
The only weapons they had are the weapons they found there and their car.
correct. Correct. And there are scenes, like clearly, like I said, there are moments where they're trying to scare these people, right? They're leaving scary notes, written in blood on the window. They're making noises over here. They're banging on the door. They're trying to with them, right? They didn't wait till they were asleep and then kill them in their beds, right? This was all part of the game.
It's all part of the fuckery. Yeah,
it is.
Fuckery's all part of one of my problems is the strangers seem to know that house way too well.
Yes.
And they also appear to be supernatural.
They do appear.
Those are two things that I found to be a flaw. Personally, I'd be hiding.
Yes. Well, here's the thing. If you're like let's say these guys are 25 years old. 25, right? The attackers.
Right.
The moment you hear that shotgun blast, I think I'm done. I think I'm leaving now. I'm not, again, no guns. Like they find like steak knives. I think they find some farm implements of some sort. But somebody's got a shotgun. The game is over. And they were not deterred one iota about there being a shotgun in the house.
So are they all crazy? Are they on drugs?
I don't
all
know.
of the above?
Well, there is, again,
you did hear the Slenderman lady ran off and they captured her.
That is the worst story ever. Do we talk about the Slenderman murder that occurred?
Oh my God, that was a very upsetting story. But
Well,
at least the girl didn't die.
They were like preteens, right? Like 13 years old.
Yeah.
And two of them tried to kill a third 13-year-old with knives, like tried to stab her to death, like stabbed her like 30 times.
To summon Slenderman.
To summon the Slenderman. And somehow...
Slenderman a couple years ago was all the rage, kids.
Yes.
Creepypasta.
Skibbity toilet. Yeah, it's
Skibbity toilet.
Kids are crazy. It's too much social media. We should abolish it, just like Australia.
So the main stabby was deemed mentally ill, which we know. So she was in a mental hospital. So they just recently released her to a halfway house. And she met someone online and took off, cut off her ankle monitor. But they found her like 2 days later because they had no money and were like sleeping on the grass up at a gas station. They had no plan, no money. So, yeah.
Well,
so back she goes. I don't know what's happening. Horrible story. But it kind of reminds me of that. I wonder, like, she would be down for the strangers back in the day, at least.
Well, and it seems, again, the research that I did seems to suggest, because there's three strangers. There's the dude with like the burlap sack over his head. There is the girl with like, they call her the pinup doll, has like a kind of a pinup doll mask on. And the other who's got like kind of a
Betty Boopy thing.
Right.
Right.
So Baby Doll is the leader of the gang. And she was the one who was banging on the door saying, "Hey, is Tammy there? No Tammy." She's also the one who answers when they finally grabbed them and tied them to their chair, who said, when they say, "Why are you doing this?" She's the one who says, "Because you were home." And the research suggests, because you see her say that, and then the bag-faced dude kind of stops and looks at her after she says it. And the pinup doll girl leaves briefly. They say, which makes absolutely no sense, but they say it's because they were appalled at her saying that. They thought that was too cruel to say that to them, or some issue like that. Not cruel enough, because then you still stab the people 5 seconds later. So I don't know what that means.
Right.
So, but she's also the
one.
And
then the comment at the end, it'll get easier next time.
Right. That was Baby Doll again. Like, Baby Doll is the one kind of leading the charge on, let's become serial killers.
Yeah, the crazy ringleader.
Correct. No, this... There's a lot of this movie where you're like, are they really trapped in here? I mean, what can they do? I mean, because at one point he leaves the husband before the shit goes down. The boyfriend bails.
Yeah, there was
to
a
go
lot
buy
of
some
nonsense
cigarettes.
like that. You guys need to hunker down and set a trap or something, or at least disappear.
Right.
I'm going to wander off and do this, that, or the other thing. Bullshit. And getting on the radio, you don't know where the fuck you are. You get on the shortwave, you're talking to someone in Holland. What are they going to do?
That's right.
It's fucking ridiculous.
The Citizens
And there's
Band.
two of them. There's three of the strangers, and they don't even punch one of the strangers. Nothing. The strangers are untouched. These are the two, well, counting the guy from Always Sunny, the most feeble people. The most feeble people.
It is true. I mean, at one point, Liv Tyler gets injured just because she trips in the woods. That was basically
Yeah.
Then she's like staggering around. Oh, I injured myself.
And then miraculously, she doesn't limp anymore. She is deathly injured. 5 minutes later, she's running like a champ. Suddenly, she stands upright and just starts walking.
Well, and that was the other thing. It's like, so her boyfriend disappears again for a while there. And this happened a lot, where it was like literally, like you said, he goes out to investigate, gets bonked on the head, and then he disappears for a while. Then she is wandering around in the forest, kind of crawling, and you see, what's her name? Pinup girl kind of approaching her from behind with the knife, and then nothing happens. Liv Tyler turns around and she's gone.
And then nothing happens. And then she disappears. That's the witchy part, which I thought was kind of bullshit.
Well, and it kind of, I guess,
I don't want them to be supernatural.
The Jasonification of it all, where it's like suddenly like he's walking after me, but he catches up, even though I'm running for my life, right? Or he's behind me, and then I turn a corner, and they're right in front of me. Yeah, that's happening a lot. I
fall down; they're an inch behind me. I turn around, and they're nowhere to be seen.
Correct.
Bullshit.
That happens. They appear supernatural in those kind of moments. They seem, like I said, kind of preternaturally unafraid with the fact that the dude's got a shotgun and is willing to use it.
Right.
So much so that he gunned down It's Always Sunny just for walking through the door at the wrong time. So
you got a fucking shotgun, board up the window and lock some doors. Never do they lock even any door.
they
Lock some shit up. Maybe they'll set the house on fire. I don't know, but that'll get the police over there. But why don't you just lay in the driveway? They could have just laid in the driveway. They did nothing to help themselves.
You're saying they should just sacrifice themselves at that stage of the game.
Get on the roof. I know. I think if you're why not just fucking give up? Like when the zombies come, you know you can't outrun them. Just lay in the street or kill yourself. That's what they should have done because they were so weak and lame. Lock a fucking door. Lock a fucking door.
Can't do it.
Crawl in the attic. Stand on the roof and throw rocks at them. I don't know.
Do something. Right. Do something.
Instead of falling and tripping on roots. I love sunlight. Was there way too much light in this deserted area?
There did seem to be. Like there were street lights or something.
Like I have no neighbors. Yeah, one, there wouldn't be street lights. Is there an airport next to this house? Because it was like sunlight, 12 noon in the forest.
I love the part where the dude goes to get cigarettes. She is harassed by the strangers, and they come into the house and steal her phone and throw it in the fireplace. And he comes back and is totally dismissive. It's like, oh, honey, what are you talking about? You must be if she's not already schizophrenic, if your girlfriend tells you, hey, there's somebody outside, I think you believe. That's all I'm saying.
If we're not already broken up, we are now.
Like, does your girlfriend...
They were both dum-dums.
Yeah.
I mean,
now, Go ahead.
I call the police on everybody. The second time, creepy girl, I'd be like on the horn. Hey, there's this. I'm out in the middle of fucking nowhere. There's some crazy lady who's trying to get into my house. Maybe
It's
she
4
has a
in the
gun.
morning.
I don't know.
Right.
It's 4
Come-
in the morning.
Yes.
And I am worried for my safety and her safety. Please send someone out.
Send the SWAT team. Send the bomb squad. Send some goddamn person.
Yeah.
No. Now, I will say this. I did find that this movie had a lot of good tension in it. Did you did not find tension in this movie?
It's not the tension that I like.
Okay.
I
What
like
does
when
that
I'm
mean?
solving a mystery. This is more like psychological torture porn with a dark ending. It's not my taste.
Fair. I mean, but it's that kind of straw dogs thing, right? Where there's the bad
Oh
guys coming
God,
in.
I still
that
have
come to get
trauma
you.
from no. Fucking A. Don't even say straw dogs. That's such an upsetting movie.
We're doing that next week, Aaron.
God.
I never mentioned that before. Next
Fuck
week, straw
off. Now
dogs.
I'm drawing a line in the sand. Oh.
No,
I didn't even see the whole movie. I like once the raping began, Doherty was out. Trauma.
We're gonna do an entire series on horror
There's
movies
Straw
where rape.
Dogs, Jude the Obscura, whatever f***ed up movies.
We're gonna do Last
Ugh.
House on the Left. We're gonna do I Spit on Your Grave. All the any
I've never
movie
seen
where
that.
it's just like horrible rapes going on and torture. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Good stuff. And the like
all
you said,
trauma all the time.
and the ending is dark because you think we watch enough of these movies. You always kind of feel that the protagonist is going to get away in some way, right? It's all
One of them.
It's going to work out.
Tyler's
Right.
going to live another day.
Right. The final
Yeah.
girl is going to get out of this somehow. It's Liv Tyler. We love Liv Tyler. She's got to escape, and she does not until the poor little Mormon kids riding their
does
bikes
not.
come in and find the corpses scattered to the four winds. So, no.
Dude, we could do a whole series of Mormon horror films. There's Heretic, there's this. I'm sure we can dig up another one.
I'm sure we can.
Missionaries in Mischief.
And that's like you said, by the end of this movie, it's now daytime. It's like they f***ed with them, starting at 4 a.m. And now we captured you, you're tied to a chair, and sunlight is streaming in. You think you're getting away?
So
No,
what are you saying? 2 hours? This went on for 2 hours? 3 hours?
Yeah, maybe. Right?
If it started at 4 a.m.
Yeah.
You couldn't find the way up to the attic and hide out there?
Can't do it. Can't do it. And that's the thing. It's like we see them because they all stand in front of the people, pull off their masks, and they never reveal the faces even to the camera. So as the audience, we never see the killers' faces. And then
that makes it more unsettling.
It does. And then they just come up, stab them. And the couple, like, it was kind of reminiscent of that scene from Zodiac, which is another movie we haven't done, where they're at the beach.
I just watched it.
Where they're at the beach enjoying a day, and the Zodiac killer ties them up and then proceeds to just stab them. That was the most upsetting scene in that movie. It was just awful. Because it's like, usually, as somebody who watches the Friday the 13th movies all the time, it's usually a one stab, oh, I'm dead, scene over. When they do multiple stabs, and it probably, like in real life, one stab's not going to do it. You really have to like stab somebody. And now we're seeing the terror of the person who's being stabbed, but also the terror of the person going, you're next. So get ready. Good Lord.
Yeah.
Whew.
Yep. Same with the Monster of Florence. Not my taste. Thanks. I didn't like Zodiac, by the way. So
you
will
didn't?
not be reviewing that.
Interesting.
I've seen it
I'll
before.
say this. I thought it was quite good. I thought there were scenes that were truly frightening. There were scenes like that were upsetting, and you could see how frustrating it would be trying to be a cop, solving that, where you're just inundated with evidence, but it's like contradictory evidence. Some of it seems
Yeah.
to point a finger at one person, another evidence exonerates them.
And you probably have 10,000 people calling in to confess.
100%.
Everybody saw somebody.
And Elias Koteas from Fallen is in Zodiac. Did you recognize him in there?
No, because I saw Fallen after.
Such is life. Such is life.
Yeah.
So one thing I want to say about Zodiac is there's the scene when Mark Ruffalo's character was watching Dirty Harry, and because Dirty Harry was that movie, he's going after the Scorpio killer. Was
Right.
a direct. It was literally a San Francisco cop going after this serial killer, and he had to like leave the theater.
Correct.
So yeah, that of course I can't remember the actual police officer's name, but he was like a famous cop. I mean, Steve McQueen in Bullet fashioned himself
that
after
was
him.
a real case,
right?
Yeah.
But like movie cops were kind of following his lead to kind of trying to look like him and do the things that he did. So interesting. Neither here nor there. Any last thoughts about The Strangers?
I don't like it.
Fair. Why don't we go behind the scenes, shall we?
Let's do that.
Okay. This film was shot entirely with handheld cameras or steady cams. Every shot has some camera movement. How about that?
How about it?
During filming, in order to get an actual reaction from Liv Tyler, director Brian Bertino,
because she can't make reactions otherwise.
Can't do it. He would tell her where. Let me say this shit before you comment. She would tell her where to expect a loud bang from, but then have the loud noise come from a different, completely different direction. How about that? No.
Wow. He's a
That's
Svengali.
something.
Next.
Now you may comment. God damn it. This is what it said.
I already commented.
According to Brian Bertino, the film is partially based on an incident where he experienced as a child. One evening, a stranger came to his door, asked for someone who was not there, and left. Later, Bertino found out that other homes in the neighborhood had been broken into that night. So this is a stranger's kind of thing.
That happened in my house this year.
For reals?
Someone came to the door when I was not here. William answered it, asked for somebody who was not here. William locked the house back up. Then he heard sounds from the side, heard the gate open, and the dude had got into the side house, my studio. William opened the slider, yelled at him, and called the popo. And the guy, "Oh, I'm looking for so-and-so." We're like, no.
Oh, shit. It was a true lie. Did he ask for Tammy?
It was the stranger.
Is Tammy here?
He did not ask for Tammy. Yeah. Yeah, we got some crazies. I didn't think to write it down and write a horror movie, because then you'll never answer the door again.
It's not too late. Let's see. Many theaters across the United States were sent faulty reels of the movie containing sound problems, which made a few minutes into several scenes of the movie filled with nothing but static. Most audiences did not realize the sound was a problem, since the dark overtone and loud background music in some scenes helped make the static seem part of the movie. So there you go.
God. That made in America. Quality control. Thanks.
When just static is just as good at this stage of the game, right?
Right. So the theaters have to text the AI bot to try to explain what the problem is.
Yes. Kurt Russell has mentioned that this movie always scares him. How about that?
Come on, Kurt. Get out of here. He's just being polite. Obviously, they're like, "Hey, what do you think about this?" "Oh, it's scary." Kurt Russell's
filmmakers tried to design the house as one that your brother could have lived in, that you could have grown up in order to make the audience feel more attached to the film. Did you feel more attached to it?
Or you could have made the main characters more likable. That would have done something.
I mean, that's an option.
I just felt like between the two of them, you couldn't kill one of those strangers. Really?
Or even hurt one. Lay a finger on one.
Right.
No can do.
All right.
The song Mama Tried, which is heard several times during the film, was a 1968 hit by...
It's not Waylon Jennings. It's the other guy. I could sing it for you. Well, no, it's not Waylon Jennings. It is... I can see his picture because he was from here, I think.
Buck Owens?
No. Not Buck Owens. What's his name? I've already had this happen.
The name of the group was Merle Haggard and the Strangers.
Merle Haggard. You know, we have a Merle Haggard. Oh, I didn't know it was the Strangers.
Yeah, how about that?
We have a Merle Haggard Boulevard here, you know. And I play that song when I have students that are not doing their work. I'll play that song at full blast. I'm like, don't do your work. Don't graduate with high school. Turn 21 in prison. Doing life without parole. Mama tried.
Mama tried.
And I turned 21 in prison. Doing life without parole. I just played it 2 weeks ago to my class. How about that?
You should. All the time. Let's look at the cast and crew, shall we?
Let's go.
Written, directed by Brian Bertino. You know him from such things as The Strangers, The Black Coat's Daughter. Producer.
Oh no. Now I've got a bad feeling about next week.
The Strangers Pray at
what
Night.
have I done?
And The Dark and the Wicked. How about that? Let's see. And the cast, really, I mean, I could tell you who the faceless people are, but I don't really want to.
And the cast in The Cradle and the Silver Spoon.
Scott Speedman played James Hoyt, the main male role. You know him from such things as Underworld in 2003, The Strangers in 2008, something called Barefoot in 2014, and
Not
Underworld,
Barefoot in the Park?
Barefoot, 100%. And Underworld Evolution in 2006. He was in a lot of those Underworld movies.
You know, I loved Underworld back in the day.
No, you don't. Get out of here. Are you serious?
It's true.
He is somebody...
Isn't that the vampire werewolf movies?
Yes, those are the ones.
I love those. Are you kidding me? They had that whole thing. And then Michael, what's his name, married Kate Beckinsale and had a kid with her from that.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
He was also, homie was in 84 episodes of Felicity back in 98.
I gotta share, I never watched Felicity. That was not my jam.
That's okay. He was just one of those dudes that seemed to be getting like lead roles and things, but was never like a big star. He was just kind of hanging around. You'd see him every now and again.
Working actor.
Doing his thing. Liv Tyler played Kristen McKay. I don't even know if we even knew what these characters' names were, if I'm being honest. Did they ever say it?
I don't
Kristen
think
McKay,
I don't know if they told us, nor did we care.
You know her in Armageddon in 1998, which is a movie I think we should do on this show, if I'm being honest. Good stuff.
That does not fit our genre.
It's science fiction. Let's see. Lord of the Rings, Return to the King in 2003. Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring in 2001. And The Strangers
She was
in
magical in that.
She was doing all sorts of good stuff. Does she still act? I don't know.
No.
Glenn Howerton.
I looked her up.
Glenn Howerton played Mike. He's the guy we called It's Always Sunny. You know him from such things as 178 episodes.
It's Always Sunny.
He was in 2023's Blackberry. He was in About the Making of the Blackberry. He was in Strangers in 2008, ever so briefly. He was in something called Serenity in 2005. How about that?
I'd rather see Serenity Now. Serenity Now.
Serenity Now. Let's look at the rating, shall we?
Let's go.
Currently, The Strangers has on Rotten Tomatoes 50% rotten. Do you know what the audience gave it?
72.
48% rotten.
What the hell? People inclined to torture, murder things thought this was even less.
Yeah, they didn't care for it much either. Isn't that wild?
All right, there we go. I was being generous.
Let's look at the top critics here. Peter Bradshaw from The Guardian says, messy, intermittently effective, ordeal horror, 2 out of 5. Not a fan, evidently.
Not a fan.
Richard Roper says, don't let the attractive cast, the slick look, or the inspired by true events nonsense mislead you. The Strangers is a despicable and mean-spirited practical joke. Not a fan. God, these are some mean reviews.
What's the practical joke? I missed that part. Continue
Roger
on.
Ebert, Roger Ebert of the Chicago Sun-Times says, this movie deserves more stars for its bottom line craft, but the craft in the world can't redeem its story. But all the craft in the world can't redeem its story. 1.5 out of 4.
Boom! That's my Ebert.
Sweet Lord. Well, you may think we're done with this, but there's always one more review we've got to hear
Always
from.
room for more.
Here we have our in-house movie critic, AI Rex Reed. Rexy, what do you think about this? The Strangers is a bleak home invasion dirge where 3 masked hooligans terrorize a cabin with all the emotional depth of a prank call, proving that sometimes the scariest thing is how little anyone bothered to write. Okay. Thank you very much, AI Rex Reed. But now,
AI Rex Reed needs to work a little harder.
Oh, very. You know what? He's doing the best he can. He has no soul.
Is he?
Aaron, what is your rating for The Strangers?
My rating for The Strangers is I'm going to give it 2 out of 5. It is not my taste. The couple is dumb, and it's like torturing babies or puppies. Off. I'm going to give it 2 out of 5 offs.
I think you're being a little rough with this. This I've seen much worse.
You say that every time.
It's true. Because you're always like, this is the worst.
All right,
piece of shit
Richard Roper it for me, will you?
Would you? No. I've seen movies that were boring. I've seen movies that were so upsetting as to make it not an enjoyable watch. This is neither of those things. This movie is fine. This is a 3.0 all the way. This is not a piece of shit. If somebody called me tomorrow,
say you'll watch it 4th of July, but not Christmas.
100%. That's exactly what I'm saying. That's it exactly. No, if somebody came to me and said, you know what I really enjoyed was The Strangers, I wouldn't go like, get the out of here. I wouldn't agree, but I wouldn't be like, that is the most preposterous
look
shit.
at them in their eyes, and they're telling me something about themselves they don't realize.
No, they said, I read it like I'm reading Catcher in the Rye. It's kind of defined my lifestyle choices. That would be an issue. But no. It's fine. It's fine. I thought it had some genuine tension in it. The ending, while upsetting, I thought was an interesting choice. That's all I'm saying. It really isn't. It's not an Eli Roth movie. It's not amazingly gory or gruesome.
Really? Because it sounds like you'd give Eli Roth a 3.0 anyway.
It depends on the movie.
Well, cinematically, it is. And then the use of the hostel, yeah. And then
This isn't Rob Zombie's The Strangers. If it was, I'd have a different vote for it. Okay, it's fine. It's a 3 out of
Eli
5
Ross, The Stranger?
all the way. Any last thoughts about The Stranger before we move on with our lives, Aaron?
Let's just think about that. If I go to a restaurant and I'm looking forward to it, and you say, "So how was it?" I'm like, "It's fine." Would you then go to that restaurant?
No, but that's not what we're talking about. I'm saying,
Exactly.
if someone said, "What do you think of that
Exactly.
restaurant?" and I said it's fine, and said, "You know what? I really enjoyed it, though," I wouldn't go, "Get out of my car! I'm pulling over. Lose my phone number, you freak, you maniac."
Dude. I'd be like, "Oh, that's an interesting choice." But in my mind, I'm like, "You were a freak with no taste. You're a freak with no taste."
Is that what the-
There we go.
Interesting.
That's
Okay.
just like I'm doing to you right now with this fucking review.
It's like scanners or something. So
That's this.
So thank you very much. You can find us all over social media. We're on Threads, we're on Blue Sky, we're on TikTok, we're on Instagram. You can also watch us on YouTube if you're so inclined.
Ooh.
You can email us, the podcast that wouldn't die, at Gmail. We're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere the finer podcasts are available. So don't forget to like, share, rate, and review. Won't you?
Won't you please?
Aaron, what is your social media situation?
I don't know if you know, but we haven't done our viewer mail yet.
That comes after this. You act like you've never even been
My
on the
media.
show before.
This is all you need to know. Instagram, The Cult of Aaron. Join the cult. Boom.
Boom. As you know, we like to include the thoughts and feelings of our friends across the social media landscape. Aaron, what are the streets saying?
The streets are buzzing about our review of Wreck. Let's see here. Leo from the Voluntary Input. I need to check this one out. Great episode. Gretchapole222. This is a ripoff of Quarantine, but I think Quarantine is the ripoff of this, isn't it?
That's correct. Wreck came first.
In fact, someone corrected her and said Wreck came first. Quarantine was an English remake. Okay, Daddy No Keys. Right on.
Straight up.
Evil Darth Slither rewinding. Remember that? Oh, I do remember. I was at an estate sale this weekend and they had a VCR rewinder because you didn't want to burn out your VCR. They had special machines just for rewind.
I remember that.
We also got some people talking about Be Kind Rewind. Some folks were talking about Leo from Voluntary Input, weapons. He really liked that. So did we. I've watched it again. Daddy No Keys also commented the production value of the remake makes it look better, but I like the scares better in the original. They're both worth watching, though, that's for sure.
Okay.
All right.
Anything else?
Actually, apparently, it spawned a whole discussion between those two people. Richard Roberts also said, okay, yes, I remember now. She worked for the news, went for a ride along in the fire department. They got trapped in the building. Yeah, it was. He's just basically giving me the whole thing. Brian Ventura, my favorite franchise. Basically, we got a lot of buzz on this. William Round Wreck is the only found footage movie I actually like.
Fair.
So
that's fair.
This was our most spicy commented production, I would say.
Well,
I would say that too. I would say it's the best found footage too. I would agree.
And I also think it may be of the movies we've seen lately, the best new kind of gem for us. You know what I mean? Something that we saw that we didn't know about that we were really impressed with.
Yeah.
So
it was a fun surprise.
Absolutely.
I mean, there was no happy ending, but it was fresh and unique. The ending was weird as which made no goddamn sense. But by then it was too late. We were already deeply involved.
We were hooked.
But the problem with the early found footage, not Cannibal Holocaust, of course, because what are you going to do about that? But as far as Blair Witch literally made you nauseous.
Yes.
The shaky cam, I thought I was going to vomit when I saw it at the theater. I was like, it was like Star Tours. It was over, and I still felt like I was moving. I was like, oh, Lord. Did I also tell you that I'm scared to go see No Doubt at the Sphere? That I'm afraid I keep reading all this stuff about people having severe motion sickness at the Sphere.
Then don't do it. Don't do it.
I already got the tickets.
I always tell people, Becky and I like to occasionally get like year-round tickets to Disneyland or to Knott's Berry Farm or whatever. One time we did it for Universal Studios, even though it's much further away from us. But when we got there, every goddamn ride was one of those Star Tour type rides that make me sick because it's a much smaller area. So they don't have room for all sorts of like roller coasters and shit. And we went on the Harry Potter ride, which looked dynamite. And Becky and I were about to yak in the bushes for 20 minutes afterwards.
And you can't, it's just not a matter of closing your eyes because your seat's moving.
Right.
100%. So that's fucking with your inner ear. Oh, God. Yeah. Yeah.
I want to say that I appreciate everybody chiming in, sharing their thoughts and feelings. We always appreciate that. We really need to have Leo back on the show as well.
We do.
He's great. I think he wanted to do Brainstorm or something. Well, I'll have to reach out to him and see what we can do.
I don't think I've ever seen that one. That was the Natalie Wood final film.
Absolutely.
I always appreciate when people agree with us.
That's the weight of our heart. Just agree with everything we say. Sweet Jesus.
Us and Diddy, you will agree with us.
Next week, we're discussing the horror classic, The Black Coat's Daughter.
Now I'm scared.
I've never seen this. Have you seen this before?
No, but you just told me it's the same director as The Strangers, which I didn't care for. I'm like, oh no.
Well, actually, I'm going to tell you something. He produced it. But you know who directed it?
Oh, maybe.
Osgood Perkins.
Oh, no. These people should not be teaming up together.
What do you mean? No! It's like a match made in heaven.
Is Edgar Wright somehow involved too as executive producer?
It could be. How can you watch The Black Coat's Daughter?
Or is it Fitty? Fitty is executive producer.
Puffy. The only place you can watch it for free is if you have Canopy. Do you have the Canopy app, Aaron? It's for libraries.
No, come on.
I don't either.
Oh no, but we have Hoopla. My library.
We have Hoopla, not Canopy. So thanks a lot. So in that case, you will have to pay $3.89 on Prime, $3.89 on YouTube, $3.99 on Apple TV, $3.99 on Fandango, $3.99 on Spectrum.
Why is it 10 cents less? What kind of scam is that?
Unclear.
Jeff Bezos still paying off that wedding or the divorce? I don't know.
Paying off something. So, send in your favorite scenes, favorite quotes, comments, and questions, and we may talk about it on the show. So, thank you very much, and be well!
Be well, children.